a whole bunch of you wanted for me to let them know how I feel about the whole Johnny Depp trial, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. And so I almost went on my other channel and started posting about it because I did follow the entire trial. I had problems listening to Amber Heard once I realized that she is lying her ass off in court, perjuring herself. And I wish they hadn't done the whole thing. I do get why Johnny Depp wanted to come out and have his version heard and have the truth heard. And I get that. I cringed a lot when I heard, the details, like especially the recordings, or when I saw some of the pictures, or when Amber Heard had taken pictures of him, nodding out or passing out, or they used different words for it, but it looked to me like he was sleeping. And even if he was heavily intoxicated, I still don't see why the whole world got to see these pictures. I guess it's just because he sued her for defamation, and so she had to make it as nasty as she could, or had to make him seem as addicted to drugs and independable and unbelievable as she could. But to sum the whole thing up, yes, I did watch the entire trial, and I loved Ben Chu. I loved Johnny Depp's legal team, and if I had the energy, I so much felt like doing a reaction every single day. But as you guys that followed the trial know, it went for like 8-9 hours every single day, and I couldn't possibly do that. And I didn't have the time to edit, out a few clips that I would react to. But overall, I'm glad that Johnny Depp won. And I do not get how Amber Heard was awarded anything. Because if you guys watched the trial, you know that Ben Chu, one of Johnny Depp's lawyers, kept saying during the deposition of Adam Waldman, who is one of Johnny Depp's lawyer that was not involved as a lawyer in the trial. But during the deposition, Ben Chu kept saying, I instruct the witness not to answer this question as it would implicate the client, lawyer-client privilege or something like that. And so, based on that, the jury couldn't have possibly come to the decision that Amber Heard was getting awarded anything, because there's no proof that Adam Waldman was making these statements on behalf of Johnny Depp or as instructed by Johnny Depp. And so I think, number one, Amber Heard should not have been awarded anything. And number two, Johnny Depp should have been awarded more. I think he should have won all 3 counts based on the way in which Amber Heard discredited herself. And so, I think the verdict, even though Johnny Depp's happy with it, and he's also happy with the fact that now the world knows his truth and knows his version, and he got to speak freely, not in cross-examination, but when his legal team questioned him and they let him talk, and he is a slow talker, not everybody can talk fast, and why would they have to? And so, I'm happy for him, and I'm secondhand embarrassed for the Amber Heard legal team that kept showing up in the press, especially Elaine Brederhoft, who I have not been able to take seriously since she mentioned Amica cream, because it's arnica cream, and if she actually knew what that was, she would put it under her eyes so that her, the sacs under her eyes go away. And she was lying in court, and Amber was lying in court, and it's just all the way around an embarrassing experience for them. But the good news is they don't realize it, and so they keep going. And so I don't want to make this video about that, but I did follow the trial just to answer the questions of those that were wondering about that. I had been a Johnny Depp fan for decades, since Edward Scissorhands, I think, or even before that. Not so much 21 Jump Street, I never watched that. And I always liked Johnny Depp because he seems like a sincere person. He comes off as an authentic person. And he said the same thing for years about certain events, and Amber Heard changed her version, you know. So, yeah, and she got caught in so many lies. I'm not even getting into it in this video. But I did watch the trial, and I'm glad it's over. And we'll see how things develop. It seems like Amber Heard can't make it out of the news, but yeah, she doesn't have the money to pay Johnny Depp, and she's probably going to have to file bankruptcy if he enforces it, which I doubt that he will, because he said from the get-go that for him it's not about the money, it's about him being able to tell his version, to tell his side of the story, and he did get to do that. Another thing that I found appalling about the trial is how Amber Heard kept addressing the jury. She made it very obvious that all she cares about is convincing the jury of her innocence or of her side of the story, and she kept looking at them. To me, it would have borderlined harassment if I had been a member of the jury, because she kept doing it. Like, she couldn't even stay looking away from the jury for longer than 10 seconds. That was very annoying. And then also the fact that she falsified evidence by manipulating the pictures that she submitted. And I just do not understand how somebody can still sleep at night when they have done so many wrong things just to prove that they're innocent and the other party is not. That was very disturbing to me. And in the aftermath of the trial, how the legal team of Amber Heard kept trying to manipulate the system by saying, okay, so because of that one juror whose son showed up instead of the father, the whole trial is void. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know much about the legal system in the United States or in Germany for that matter, but I do believe in being a good person, and it doesn't seem like Amber Heard is a good person. In case you are interested in the trial or you watched it the way I did, like all the way from beginning to end, not every single hour, but sometimes on busy days I had to watch the compilations or the highlights, and so yeah. But if you're interested in it and you want to hear my opinion on certain aspects of the trial, just put them in the comments and I will make an extra video.